Let's talk about games. Maybe you want to play games, maybe your kids or guests want to play games, and you just don't really have a powerful computer that can play a lot of the latest and greatest games that are offered commercially. Now, there's lots of free games that you can play just in your browser. Because look, here's what I have. I've got Chrome open. See? And this is my Chrome window. I've gone to slither.io. Now, there are lots of games that end in .io, and but I'm just going to talk about this one, Slither, and then I'm going to tell you more about it. So in slither.io, I just put in my name, and I go to play, and I'm this little snake, and I'm eating up these little dots. And the more dots I eat, the bigger I get. Now, the problem is there are other players. So, as I eat these dots, I encounter these other players, and what happens is, if I click the button to get faster, oh, I died. So, what you saw there is that when I died, by crashing into another snake, I made lots of great big dots. So if I can get another snake to crash into me, they'll make lots of great big dots, and then I can feed on them to get longer. So that's pretty much how the game works. There's lots of .io games. I don't know how to define a .io game. I actually searched for a definition of a .io game, but all I could figure out is that it's a game that ends in .io in the web address, and it plays only in your browser. There's another one called paper.io. Okay, I play that. I'm not really sure about the rules of paper.io, but apparently you're supposed to make little circles around things and take the other guy's territory. And there's lots of these games. Now, if you want to get a list of all the .io games, just go into Google and type lists of IO games. And there's a whole bunch of them. Daip.io. I'll click on it. I'm going to go to Daip.io. And I'm not sure exactly how this game works, but I'm just going to put my name. And I'm going to start playing it. I don't know what's going on here. But anyway, there's lots of these .io games to play. You can find lists of them and so forth. Now let's talk about another type of game called Flash games. There used to be a lot of games that you used to be able to play on a thing called Flash. They're not quite available anymore because the people who made Flash have recalled it, disabled it, and it doesn't really work anymore. Now, if you do have a more computer, or even a less powerful one, there's a thing called Steam. And I'm going to go into my Steam that I've already installed. Now, as a basic user, unless you're really interested in games, you probably do not need to know about Steam. But the reason I'm showing this is because maybe you're a parent, and your kid, like my kids, all three of them, they always want some money for Steam. They want Steam gift cards and so forth. And so here's why. Once you go onto Steam, you've got a store where you can buy games, and then you've got your library of games that you've already installed. And what I can do is, look, in the 90s, I have bought games 2, 3, 4 times, paid for the same game because I lost the discs. Okay, now with Steam, I buy the game, I buy it once, and when I want to use it on my next computer, I don't worry about the discs. My Steam, I just sign in my Steam again, and I get to download the game again and play it. So I'm not worried about discs, I'm not worried about losing it. All I care about is my Steam account. And as long as I have my Steam account, I can log on to Steam and play these games on any computer where there, no discs required. So that's what Steam is. That's what your kids might ask for Steam. There are many games that you can play on the web. The most common of which are those .io games that I showed you. But there are more games that you can play on the web, and there are games that you can play on Facebook. And these are the ways that you can find games and play them. So not only in addition to being able to play browser games that are available on Facebook and .io games and other websites, we've also learned what Steam is, why your kids want Steam cards, and why it's better than buying the disc for a game. Look, you guys, again, I always say, click that subscription box down below. Click the bell icon down there to get an update every time I upload a new video. And don't forget to comment and like. The more comments and likes I get, the easier it is for me to continue to make these videos. Toby out.